Strength is built on one unwavering principle: discipline. It's not a trait you're born with, it's a skill you develop over time, and it's the bedrock on which everything else is built. You may have been told that motivation is the key to success, that if you feel inspired enough, you can achieve anything. But motivation is fleeting, unreliable, and fickle. Some days you feel it, others you don't. Discipline, however, is different. Discipline isn't dependent on how you feel. It's a commitment you make to yourself, a promise that you will act no matter how tired, how distracted, or how difficult the task may seem. Discipline is the foundation of everything. Consider this: every decision you make, from the food you eat to the time you wake up, is a reflection of your discipline. The strongest version of yourself won't emerge from moments of ease and comfort. It will emerge from the moments when you could have quit, but chose to push through. When everyone around you takes the easy path, discipline keeps you on the path that will lead to greatness. Discipline means choosing what's hard over what's easy, every single time. It's easy to give in to the lure of comfort. It's easy to skip the workout, to delay the hard conversation, to put off the tasks that seem difficult. But that's not where growth happens. Growth happens when you choose to do what's necessary, even when it's uncomfortable. Growth happens when you say, "I will do this no matter what." This is where discipline separates the winners from the losers. It's not about how many times you fall down, it's about how many times you get back up and keep going. Discipline is what gives you the strength to keep getting up. Think about the times you've had to push through adversity. Maybe you didn't feel like waking up at 5 a.m. to work out. Maybe you wanted to take the easy route at work instead of putting in the extra effort. Maybe you were tempted to give up, to procrastinate, to quit. Those are the moments that define your character. Discipline is what keeps you moving when your emotions want to stop you. The truth is, most people don't fail because they lack potential. They fail because they lack discipline. They rely on fleeting bursts of motivation and external validation, but when that motivation fades, so does their drive. Discipline doesn't rely on motivation, it relies on consistency. Consistency is what will build your future. Small, consistent actions, performed day in and day out, will lead to results that others only dream about. The power of discipline is in its ability to transform mundane, everyday actions into massive results over time. It's the daily habit of getting up early, of working on your goals when no one is watching, of sticking to the plan even when it gets hard. Discipline doesn't ask you to be perfect. It asks you to be consistent. Think about the most successful people in history, the greatest athletes, leaders, thinkers, and innovators. They didn't get there by waiting for inspiration to strike. They got there by showing up day after day, doing the work even when it wasn't glamorous or easy. They built their success on discipline. Discipline is the key to becoming untouchable. You see, success doesn't come from bursts of inspiration. It comes from sustained, focused effort over time. It's not about how hard you work for a few days or weeks. It's about how committed you are for years. True success is a long game. The power to endure, to stick to the plan no matter what, is what separates the dreamers from the doers. There will be days when you don't feel like doing the work. There will be days when distractions pull at you from every angle, when doubts creep in, when it seems easier to quit. But that's the moment when discipline will carry you through. Discipline means acting with purpose, even when you don't feel like it. It's about showing up every day, whether you're motivated or not. That's how you build the habits that lead to greatness. Discipline is not something that comes naturally. It's something you develop. Every time you make a decision to do what's difficult, to stay true to your goals, to push through the resistance, you strengthen your discipline. And it's this discipline that will shape your character and your future. The key is to start small. Focus on the little things. The small, consistent actions you take today will compound into something far greater down the road. If you want to wake up early, start with 15 minutes earlier each day. If you want to be more productive, begin by cutting out one distraction at a time. The first step in mastering discipline is making small, deliberate choices that align with your greater goals. Discipline builds your foundation from the ground up. Once you start, you'll find that discipline becomes easier. Each day of consistency builds on the last, and soon you'll find yourself operating on a higher level. Your daily habits will be your superpower. The work becomes less about willpower and more about the routine you've built. Discipline becomes a habit, and when it's a habit, you don't have to think about it anymore. But remember, discipline is not about perfection. You will stumble. You will have setbacks. There will be days when you fall short. But the key is to keep going, to get back up, to keep doing the work, even when it doesn't feel rewarding. Over time, you will look back and see that those small, disciplined actions have added up to something extraordinary. So, what's the first step? Commit to discipline. Commit to taking one small action each day that aligns with your goals. Whether that's making your bed in the morning, getting up earlier, sticking to a workout routine, or cutting out distractions, whatever it is, start small. Discipline is the foundation on which everything else will be built. The strongest version of yourself will rise from this foundation. Discipline is the key that unlocks your power, and once you build it, nothing will stand in your way. Discipline is freedom. It's the freedom to live life on your terms, to make your own choices, and to shape your own destiny. So, I ask you, are you ready to build your foundation? Are you ready to embrace the discipline that will shape your life and your future? If so, say it with me. Discipline is my freedom. Number 2, resilience. Through adversity, resilience is the silent force that determines whether you rise or fall when faced with life's challenges. It is not about avoiding adversity or escaping hardship. Resilience is about how you respond when the storms of life inevitably strike. The strongest version of yourself doesn't crumble when things get tough. He adapts, he endures, and he rises every single time. Life is unpredictable. There will always be moments of uncertainty, times when obstacles feel insurmountable, and setbacks that knock you down. But here's the truth. Every challenge is an opportunity in disguise. Every moment of struggle, every hardship, is resistance training for your soul. Resilience is built in the moments when you feel like giving up, but choose to keep going anyway. Think about the times you've been tested. Maybe it was a failure that stung, a betrayal that cut deep, or a challenge that seemed impossible. It's easy to get lost in those moments, to let the pain, the frustration, or the doubt dictate your next steps. But that's where resilience comes in. The man who is resilient doesn't let those external forces define him. He chooses how to respond. He doesn't allow adversity to control him. He learns from it, grows from it, and becomes stronger. The strongest people are not the ones who never experience hardship. They are the ones who keep getting up after each fall. Every time they get knocked down, they rise again, more powerful, more determined, more focused. Resilience is about having the mental toughness to continue, even when every part of you wants to quit. But how do you build resilience? It starts with a shift in mindset. You must stop viewing challenges as roadblocks and start seeing them as opportunities to grow. The best way to build resilience is to embrace difficulty instead of running from it. When you face hardship head-on, you develop the mental strength needed to weather the storms that life throws your way. Resilience is not about avoiding pain. It's about enduring it and coming out on the other side, unbroken. Start by reframing the way you think about failure. Failure is not the end, it's a lesson. Every failure teaches you something valuable. How to approach a situation differently, how to improve, how to become more adaptable. The most resilient people are not those who avoid failure, but those who learn from it, who refuse to let it defeat them. They bounce back stronger, more equipped to handle the next challenge that comes their way. Another key to resilience is embracing discomfort. Most people want to avoid pain, but the truth is, growth only happens outside of your comfort zone. Resilience is built in the moments when you push yourself to do what's hard, to do what others won't, to endure when everyone else is looking for a way out. You can't develop mental toughness without exposing yourself to discomfort. Every moment of struggle is an opportunity to forge your character, to build the mental strength you'll need when bigger challenges arise. There's also the matter of staying focused on your long-term vision. It's easy to get bogged down by short-term setbacks and lose sight of the bigger picture. But the most resilient individuals are able to keep their eyes on the ultimate goal, even when things are tough. They understand that setbacks are temporary, but their vision is permanent. Resilience is about seeing beyond the current moment, knowing that the difficulty you face today will make you stronger tomorrow. Consistency is another pillar of resilience. It's not about the big, dramatic moments of strength. It's about the quiet, consistent actions you take day in and day out. Resilience is built by showing up, even when you don't feel like it, even when things seem impossible. It's about taking one step forward every day, no matter how small. Over time, those small steps add up, and you realize that you've made it through some of the toughest moments of your life simply by continuing to move forward. But perhaps the most powerful aspect of resilience is the refusal to give up. Life will test you in ways you never expected. It will challenge your strength, your will, and your character. But if you never quit, if you keep going, no matter how hard it gets, you will emerge victorious. The road to success is never smooth, but if you have the mental toughness to keep pushing forward, you will become unbreakable. You may feel discouraged when things don't go your way, when progress seems slow or non-existent, but don't give up. The greatest breakthroughs happen right after the toughest struggles. When you're feeling at your lowest, that's when you're being tested the most. And if you can endure, if you can keep moving forward despite the odds, you'll look back one day and see that you were shaping yourself into someone unstoppable. Understand this. Resilience isn't something you're born with. It's something you build through experience, through pushing yourself beyond your limits, through refusing to stay down when life knocks you down. Resilience is a choice, a decision to never give up, no matter how hard it gets. As you move forward in life, remember this. Resilience is not about avoiding hardship. It's about rising every time you fall. It's about getting back up, learning from the pain, and becoming stronger because of it. Every time you face adversity and continue to move forward, you build a foundation that nothing can break. You become unshakable, unstoppable, and unbreakable. And when others look at you, let them see a person who does not bend, who does not break, who only grows sharper with every test. Let them see a person who has mastered the art of resilience, a person who rises every single time. Number 3, building relentless focus power is scattered when the mind is scattered. Weak men fail not because they lack intelligence or skill, but because they try to chase too many things at once, with too little depth. The strongest version of yourself is not the man who tries to do everything, but the one who chooses one direction, one mission, and pours all his energy into it with unrelenting focus. In today's world, distractions are everywhere. Everywhere you look, there's something vying for your attention. From social media to constant notifications, to the endless pressure to be everywhere at once. It's easy to get lost in the noise, to spread yourself thin, to feel overwhelmed by the demands of life. But if you want to become truly powerful, you must learn to guard your focus like your life depends on it. Because in many ways it does. Focus is the amplifier of strength. It takes your skills, your knowledge, your will, and concentrates them into a laser-like beam of power that can cut through anything. Without focus, you are like a scattered fire, brief bursts of energy that quickly fade out. But when you harness that energy and direct it with precision, you become unstoppable. The world doesn't reward those who are busy. It rewards those who are focused, who know exactly where they are going and pour all their energy into that path without hesitation. It doesn't matter how many hours you work or how many tasks you complete if those efforts are scattered in every direction. True progress comes from doing one thing with extreme focus, not many things with half-hearted effort. To build focus, you must eliminate distractions. It's not enough to simply be busy. The strongest version of yourself is the one who chooses what to focus on and ruthlessly cuts away anything that doesn't serve that purpose. Whether it's toxic relationships, unproductive habits, or constant noise, you must be willing to eliminate the things that steal your energy and attention. Start small. Every day, dedicate time to work on your mission, without interruptions, without distractions. Set boundaries. Turn off notifications. Close the door. Give yourself the space to concentrate on what truly matters and allow nothing to pull you away from that. This is how you begin to develop relentless focus, by deliberately protecting your time and energy from the forces that try to scatter them. But it's not just about eliminating distractions. It's also about developing mental clarity. Focus requires mental clarity, the ability to keep your mind sharp, free from the clutter of unnecessary thoughts. You cannot concentrate on the important things if your mind is constantly weighed down by trivial matters. So, start training your mind to focus, to clear the noise, and to direct your thoughts where you want them to go. Meditation, journaling, and mindfulness can all help you sharpen your mental clarity. Focus also requires patience. You must be willing to delay gratification, to take the long road rather than the quick fix. The strongest people don't rush to the finish line. They understand that true success is a journey of consistent, focused effort over time. Mastering focus means embracing the long game, knowing that the results will come, but only if you are consistent and deliberate in your efforts. To master focus, you must also become ruthless with your time. Time is the most precious resource you have, and how you spend it determines the outcome of your life. The person who is unfocused wastes time, and time wasted is potential lost. The person who is focused, on the other hand, understands that every minute counts. Every hour is an investment in their future. They guard their time fiercely, allowing no distractions to take away from their mission. It's not just about what you do, but how you do it. Every task, every decision should be made with focus. When you choose to take action, do it with your full attention. When you make a decision, make it with clarity and conviction. Focus is the force that turns effort into results, potential into legacy. It's not enough to simply work hard. You must work with intention, with focus, and with the clarity of purpose that guides every action. One of the biggest traps people fall into is trying to multitask. The world tells us we need to juggle everything, to be in a constant state of doing. But here's the truth. Multitasking is a myth. It's not possible to give your full attention to multiple things at once. The strongest version of yourself knows this. He works on one thing at a time with complete focus and undivided attention. Whether it's a task at work, a project, or a personal goal, give it your full effort. When you focus on one thing at a time, you give yourself the best chance for success. You may feel tempted to chase after multiple opportunities, to say yes to every request, to try and be everywhere at once. But remember this, the most powerful people in the world are the ones who know what to say no to. They understand that saying no to distractions, saying no to the things that do not align with their mission, is the key to true power. They are deliberate in how they spend their time, and they only invest in what will move them closer to their goal. In the end, the power of focus lies in clarity of purpose. When you know what you want, when you are clear about where you are going, your focus becomes unstoppable. Everything else falls away, and you are left with only one goal: to achieve that vision. This is where true power lies. Not in the ability to do everything, but in the ability to do the right things, consistently, with complete focus and precision. So, ask yourself, where is your focus right now? Are you scattered, or are you locked in on your mission? Are you investing your time and energy in what truly matters, or are you letting distractions pull you in every direction? Master your focus, and you will find that the world begins to bend to your will. Because when your mind is focused, no distraction, no temptation, no obstacle can stand in your way. Let this be your creed. My focus is my fortress. Keep it sharp, keep it strong, and watch as you become unstoppable. Number 4, the power of consistency. Consistency is the quiet force that separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. It's not about grand gestures or flashy achievements. It's about showing up day after day, even when the excitement fades, when the novelty wears off, and when the results aren't immediately visible. Greatness is not the result of a single powerful moment. It's the sum of many small, consistent actions over time. Most people are looking for shortcuts. They want to believe that success can be achieved quickly, that there's a secret formula to jump ahead. But here's the truth. There are no shortcuts to true greatness. It's the everyday habits, the small decisions, and the steady progress that build the foundation for lasting success. Think about water cutting through stone. It's not the power or speed of the water that does it. It's the consistency of the flow. The small, deliberate actions done consistently over time can carve out the most impressive results. It's not the big moments of effort that make the difference. It's the quiet, consistent discipline, day after day, that adds up to a monumental change. Consistency is the key that unlocks mastery. You might have a brilliant idea, a powerful vision, or the raw talent to succeed. But without consistency, you will never see the full potential of your efforts. You might work hard for a short burst of time, but the world respects those who can continue, day in and day out, long after the initial excitement has worn off. It's easy to start strong, to make a big impact in the beginning. But the true test is how long you can maintain that level of effort and discipline, even when nobody is watching. The strongest people are not the ones who have the biggest bursts of energy. They are the ones who remain steady, who push through the tough days, and who never give up, no matter how long it takes to see results. Consistency breeds momentum, and momentum breeds success. The more consistent you are in your actions, the more you'll see your efforts compound over time, and the more inevitable your success becomes. The key to consistency is commitment. You must be committed to your long-term vision, to your mission, even when the path gets hard or when distractions arise. Commitment means doing what needs to be done, even when it feels like no one is noticing. It means staying true to your goals, no matter how many obstacles come your way, and no matter how much easier it would be to quit. It's easy to get distracted by the allure of instant results, to want things to happen right away. But true power is not about chasing fast wins. It's about committing to the long road, knowing that every day you put in the work, you are getting closer to your goal. True power is built by showing up when it's hard, when you don't feel like it, and when the world around you is full of distractions. There will be days when you feel like nothing is happening. The progress is slow. It's hard to see any tangible results. But remember, the work you do today is setting the stage for tomorrow's success. Every small action you take, every day you push through, is a step closer to your ultimate goal. Consistency doesn't mean perfection. You will stumble. You will face setbacks. But the power of consistency lies in your ability to get back up and keep going. It's about showing up again and again, no matter what. This is where most people fail. They start with enthusiasm, but when results don't come fast enough, they give up. The key to consistency is to not be swayed by short-term outcomes. Focus on the process, not the immediate results. Trust that your steady effort, your consistency, will eventually lead to success. Greatness is the result of countless small actions, done with unwavering commitment. Consistency also requires patience. It's easy to be excited in the beginning, but true consistency comes when the initial excitement fades, and all that's left is the work. When others are distracted when they're giving up, the consistent individual keeps moving forward. They understand that success doesn't happen overnight. It's the product of enduring effort over time. Patience is what allows your small actions to compound into greatness. Another aspect of consistency is the ability to stay focused. Focus is what allows you to direct your efforts in the right direction, without getting distracted by every new opportunity or shiny object that comes your way. When you're consistent, you don't need to chase every trend or jump from one goal to the next. You stay committed to your vision and take deliberate action each day toward making it a reality. But remember this: consistency isn't about doing everything perfectly. It's about showing up every day, doing the work, and staying committed to the process. Even on days when you fail, when you fall short, or when things don't go as planned, the act of showing up is what keeps you moving forward. Failure isn't the end. It's just another step in the process. And the more consistent you are, the less likely you are to be stopped by failure. The truly powerful are the ones who keep going, even when the going gets tough. When others quit, they push forward. They've built their success on consistency, on the habit of showing up day after day, even when it feels like the world is working against them. Consistency transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary. It turns small, everyday actions into massive results. It's the force behind every success story, every person who has achieved greatness. And if you commit to consistency in your own life, you will find that nothing is impossible. Consistency is your weapon. Use it every day. It may not give you instant results, but it will give you something far more powerful. The ability to create the life you desire, one steady step at a time. So, ask yourself, are you ready to commit? Are you ready to show up every day, even when it's hard, even when you don't feel like it? Because when you do, you'll realize that success isn't a matter of luck, it's a matter of consistent effort. Make consistency your creed, and the world will have no choice but to acknowledge your power. You will become unstoppable. Number 5, embracing solitude for clarity. In the journey of becoming the strongest version of yourself, you will discover a truth that many fear to face. Solitude is power. Most people run from silence, filling their lives with noise, distractions, and constant company. But solitude is not emptiness. It is the crucible where clarity is born. The world teaches us to seek constant validation, to fill every moment with interaction, to be surrounded by people, to stay connected. But what if the path to true strength lies in silence? What if the key to unlocking your full potential is to disconnect from the distractions and spend time alone, away from the noise, with nothing but your thoughts and your purpose? This is not isolation. It is a deliberate choice to strengthen yourself, to confront the depths of your mind and soul. The man who fears being alone has not yet met himself. In solitude, you are forced to face the truth about who you are, without any distractions or external influences. You no longer have the comforting presence of others to validate your choices, your feelings, or your decisions. You must face the man in the mirror and decide who you want to become. This is where true strength is forged. Solitude strips away the layers of distraction and reveals who you truly are. It forces you to confront your weaknesses, your fears, and your doubts. Those parts of yourself that you may have ignored or hidden. And it is in facing those parts of yourself, in accepting them and choosing to rise above them, that you build true power. Many people are afraid of being alone because it forces them to confront their insecurities, their doubts, and their inner demons. But the person who embraces solitude understands that this is where growth happens. It is in those quiet moments, when you have no one to turn to but yourself, that you can find the clarity you need to move forward. You are no longer distracted by the opinions of others, the expectations of society, or the noise of the outside world. You are left with only your inner voice, your thoughts, and your goals. And in that space, you can find your true purpose. Solitude is not about running away from the world. It is about finding strength in yourself so that you can go into the world with confidence and clarity. The man who embraces solitude is not a loner or an introvert. He is a warrior who understands that his power comes from within. He does not need the approval or validation of others because he already knows who he is and what he stands for. In solitude, you have the opportunity to think clearly, to strategize, to plan. It's where you can align your actions with your vision and make sure that every move you make is intentional. When you are constantly surrounded by others, it's easy to get caught up in their energy, their goals, and their distractions. Solitude gives you the space to reconnect with yourself and your mission, to make sure that you are on the path that leads to the strongest version of yourself. The most successful and powerful people in history understood the importance of solitude. They knew that to truly succeed, they needed time alone to think, to reflect, and to plan. Think of the great leaders, philosophers, and warriors. They spent time alone, refining their thoughts, sharpening their minds, and preparing for the challenges ahead. They understood that solitude was not something to fear, but something to embrace as a source of inner strength. But solitude is not just about physical isolation. It's also about mental and emotional detachment. The strongest version, of yourself is not moved by the opinions or actions of others. When you are alone, you learn to rely on your own judgment, your own intuition, and your own values. You are not swayed by the trends of society or the expectations of others. Instead, you create your own path, guided by your own principles and vision. When you learn to stand strong in solitude, you become unbreakable. You no longer need the approval of others to feel confident. You no longer depend on external validation to know your worth. You are rooted in your own identity, and that gives you the power to navigate any challenge with calmness and certainty. Solitude gives you the clarity to define your purpose and the strength to pursue it relentlessly. In solitude, you also have the time to reflect on your progress, to evaluate your decisions, and to adjust your strategy. It's where you can evaluate your strengths and weaknesses and decide how to improve. When you're constantly surrounded by people and noise, it's easy to get caught up in the rush of life and forget to assess your actions. Solitude gives you the space to recalibrate and refine your path. Embrace the silence. Don't fear it. Learn to enjoy your own company, to grow comfortable with the stillness, because when you are alone and at peace with yourself, you become a force that is unstoppable. The more you embrace solitude, the more you will find clarity, focus, and strength. You will learn to trust yourself, to believe in your vision, and to act with unshakable confidence. Solitude also allows you to sharpen your mind. It is in the quiet moments that you can study, read, and reflect. You can dive deep into your craft, your art, or your purpose without distractions. The power of solitude is that it gives you the freedom to explore your own thoughts and ideas, to think deeply, and to create something that is uniquely yours. This is where the seeds of greatness are planted. The man who embraces solitude is not weak. He is stronger than anyone who relies on the noise of the world to define them. He understands that his power comes from within, and he uses solitude as a tool to refine his mind, his spirit, and his purpose. Solitude is not the absence of company, it is the presence of clarity. So let this be your challenge. Spend time in solitude. Embrace it. Allow it to teach you, to shape you, and to empower you. In that silence, you will find your true strength. And when you emerge from it, you will carry with you the clarity, the confidence, and the unshakable presence of someone who has learned to stand on their own. Solitude is your ally. Embrace it and watch as you grow into the strongest version of yourself. Number 6, commanding your energy. Energy is life. It is the unseen force that fuels everything you do, your actions, your thoughts, your ambitions, and your results. How you manage your energy determines everything. You can have strength, talent, and vision, but without the ability to command your energy, you'll waste your potential. The man who masters his energy becomes unstoppable. Many people fail because they scatter their energy in a million directions. They pour it into distractions, negative thoughts, useless conflicts, and shallow pursuits. They don't realize that energy is finite. Once it's spent, it's gone. The key to true power lies in mastering your energy, choosing where to place it, when to expend it, and knowing how to recharge it. The strongest version of yourself is the one who knows how to direct his energy with precision. Just like a skilled archer who focuses on the target, you must focus your energy on what matters most. When you guard your energy, you protect your life's most valuable resource. It's easy to give away your energy to people or situations that drain you, but this is how you lose your power. The man who commands his energy becomes a force of nature because he chooses where to invest it. Start by becoming aware of where your energy is going. Pay attention to the activities, the people, and the situations that drain you. These are the things that take away from your power without giving anything in return. Guard your energy fiercely. If something or someone doesn't serve your purpose or align with your goals, remove it from your life. This is not selfishness, it is self-preservation. You cannot afford to let anyone or anything steal your vitality. Your energy is too valuable. Next, understand that your thoughts have energy. If you constantly dwell on negativity, if you waste time in self-doubt or resentment, you're draining your energy. Every thought you entertain either builds your power or depletes it. The strongest people don't waste energy on fear, jealousy, or regret. They understand that thoughts are energy, and they choose thoughts that empower them. They focus on possibilities, solutions, and growth. Focus on thoughts that fuel your vision, not ones that hold you back. Another powerful aspect of energy is emotional control. Your emotions are the gateway to your actions, and when you lose control over your emotions, you lose control over your energy. The most powerful people are the ones who can remain calm and composed no matter what happens around them. They don't let anger, frustration, or fear control their decisions. Instead, they use their emotions as fuel. Anger can become the fire that drives action, fear can become the clarity that sharpens your instincts, and pain can become the wisdom that keeps you moving forward. Mastering your energy also means learning how to conserve it. It's easy to be reactive, to let the world around you dictate where your energy goes. But the most powerful people learn to be proactive. They choose when to act, when to speak, and when to rest. They don't waste energy on things that don't serve their purpose. They understand that sometimes the best thing you can do is stay still, observe, and conserve your energy for the right moment. Action without intention wastes energy, but action with purpose amplifies it. One of the greatest lessons in commanding your energy is learning to rest strategically. Rest isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. Without proper rest and recovery, your energy will burn out, and you will lose your power. True strength comes from balance. The strongest people understand that their mind and body need time to recover. In order to perform at their peak, they make rest a priority, not a last resort. Rest regenerates your energy so you can come back stronger. Another key to mastering your energy is managing your environment. The people you surround yourself with either fuel your energy or drain it. The man who commands his energy understands the power of his environment. He surrounds himself with people who uplift him, challenge him, and inspire him to grow. He avoids those who waste his time, bring negativity, or drain his vitality. Choose your company wisely, because their energy will either feed you or diminish you. In the same way, you must control your physical environment. The space you inhabit affects your energy. A cluttered, chaotic environment will drain you, while an organized, calm, and purposeful space will energize you. Take control of your surroundings. Keep your space clean, organized, and focused on your goals. Your environment is an extension of your energy, and when it's aligned with your purpose, it will help you stay on track. Mastering your energy is also about knowing when to act and when to pause. It's about being strategic with every movement you make. Energy is like a resource. If you spread it too thin, you'll deplete it before you reach your destination. The strongest version of yourself knows when to push and when to retreat. Timing is everything. The man who masters energy is the one who understands the right moment to act and the right moment to pause, observe, and wait. When you learn to command your energy, you step into your true power. You become a force that others cannot ignore. People will feel your presence because you are fully invested in everything you do. You will be unstoppable because your energy is aligned with your purpose. You will face challenges with the calm assurance that no matter what comes your way, you have the energy to overcome it. Mastering your energy is not about doing more. It's about doing less, but better. Focus on what truly matters and pour your energy into it with intensity. Eliminate the distractions, conserve your energy, and focus it on what will propel you forward. The man who commands his energy is the one who controls his destiny. So ask yourself, where is your energy going? Are you scattering it, or are you investing it in what matters? Are you spending it on things that drain you, or are you reserving it for your goals and your vision? Master your energy, and you will master your life. When you command your energy, you command your destiny.